There's more information on the Computer Museum in a data blast at the end of the programme. But now it's time for this week's news and previews.
First, a Mega Drive game that really is different and brilliant. Echo was a dolphin who lived a happy, carefree life until a mysterious vortex tore most of life from the sea. Echo uses sonar to talk to other sea creatures and help him solve the mystery. The graphics and the music are some of the best we've ever experienced on the Mega Drive. We'll be reviewing it when it's released in January.
If you just can't decide whether to buy a computer or a console, Amstrad have solved your dilemma. This is the cunningly named Mega PC, a business computer and Mega Drive all rolled into one. To change it to a Mega Drive, you slide this panel across, plug in the joypad, like so, and then put in your cart, like that, and you can hammer away at Sonic, or change your mind and go to a spreadsheet instead.
Coming soon on the Mega Drive and the SNES is Another World. It's one of a new wave of games to be released on both 16-bit formats. This one takes you on an interdimensional adventure and uses cinematic zooms and close-ups to create the illusion of being in a movie.
Aha, aha! Ah, shiver me furtless. This is a cheat for Monkey Island 2 on the Amiga. Now then, this game comes with 11 discs, but if you want to cutlass, sword, chop, attack, kill, sorry, if you want to cut out the actual game playing, then try this. At the beginning of the game, press Alt and W together. You'll skip the entire game and win, and then you can give your 11 discs to your mum and dad's placemats. Now then, where's that treasure? Have a look over here, maybe. No, partners, next. Aha! I'm rich! Go on, go away. Now, treasure. Somewhere around here. Can't find it anywhere. Oh. Ah! Now this is my treasure. Now go away.
Now for some more games reviews.
As Doctor Who returns to our telescreens, here's a new game for the Amiga, the ST, the C64 and the PC. Doctor Who Dalek Attack is a mid-price shoot-'em-up in the arcade style. Here's Amanda to tackle the Ogrons and the Daleks.
This has been very well animated and the sound's good. The graphics are a bit patchy in some places and it's very hard. For instance, these monsters take ages to die. Now I'm in London and it's full of Daleks. As everyone knows, bullets have no effect on Daleks, so I need to get some more serious weapons. At the moment I'm trying to find some serious firepower. This is more energy, I'm just getting some more energy now. You find yourself firing more or less constantly at this game. My arm is starting to hurt by now. This game is pretty relentless. There's always something to shoot at, and this can get a bit tedious after a while. I might buy this game, but it's not on top of my list. It's very good value, but it's not the most exciting game in the world.
As a fan of Doctor Who, I was really keen to see this. The main sprites are a bit disappointing, but the enemies are excellent and the sound makes it work.
I don't like this game. It's much too hard, and it's difficult to keep track of the Doctor against the background.
And the scores for Doctor Who, the boys gave it 3 out of 5 and the girls gave it 3 out of 5. Only average scores, I'm afraid.
Dragon's Lair on the SNES is a platform game with a very familiar storyline. Some zippy female has got herself captured by the baddies and as usual, our hero has to rescue her. Where would we be without men? Here's Alex to play the brave knight, Dirk the Daring.
This is a hard game that you've really got to work at. I've seen this on the Amiga, but this system's a lot better. It's got great graphics and excellent sound. This game doesn't look like the original arcade version, but don't let that put you off. The sprites move really well and the whole game is smooth scrolling. There are some lovely monsters in here, and the main sprite, Dirk the Daring, has a really unusual look. Maybe it looks a bit easy, but believe me, the sword's very hard to control. One of my favourite sprites is this little fluorescent monster. You've got to hit him with your sword, and kill him, and then you can run through to the end of the level. If you want a game that'll take you about 10 years to complete, then this is definitely it. It's not perfect, but it's not far off. I'd definitely buy this game.
I thought this game was extremely hard and the sword was a bit hard to control. I think it looks really good though, and I love the main character.
It's a real top-class game with great graphics. I like the way the hero moves. I'd definitely buy it.
And the scores for Dragon's Lair, the boys gave it a very good 4 out of 5, and the girls also gave it 4 out of 5.
Ah, Furtlers, you catch me in the middle of writing my Christmas card list to my many friends and acquaintances. Andy. No, I don't think I'll bother this year. Violet. No, she didn't send me one last year. Zed. No, can't spell his name. No, that's everybody. Oh well. This is a go faster cheat for exhaust heat on the SNES. Now it only works when you're already going flat out. What you do is hit the L and the R buttons together to go even flatter out, up to 400 kilometres an hour. Right, I'm very busy. I've got to carry on with my Christmas preparations. Ugh. Aha! Spikey! Dear Spikey.
Sad man. We've had a lot of letters and calls to the office recently asking, is it sensible to buy computers and games from America because they're so much cheaper there?
Helen Pitt of Lancaster asked, please, can you tell me whether or not American Mega Drives work in England? My dad says that they wouldn't because the electrical currents here are different. Is there anything you can do to change them?
Well, the answer is, Helen, it's complicated, but we'll try and explain it to you. Let's take as an example the machine you were talking about, the American version of the Mega Drive, or as they call it in the States, the Genesis machine. Now, including Sonic the Hedgehog, it will cost you $120, which, at the current rate of exchange, is £78.42.
In Britain, the same package costs £129.99, so at first glance, it looks like a real bargain.
But when you bring an American machine into Britain, you have to pay something called import duty and VAT, which makes the total cost £97.31, and that's the price we import it at.
And you've got an American machine designed to run on American electricity, which uses different plugs. So, to use the American machine in this country, you'll need a British power plug, which costs around £15. So your total cost is now £112.31.
The other problem is that the American TV system is different to ours, so the Genesis won't work with an ordinary British TV. It's possible to get the machine converted, but it's very expensive.
However, some modern TVs have a special connector called a SCART. If you buy a SCART lead, another £10, you can connect them up. It should work, but you might have a black border top and bottom, and on some tellies you'll only be able to get a black and white picture. And your total cost now is £122.31, a total saving of just £7, and you've no guarantee.
The American Super NES will cost you, including duty and tax, £113.53. You'll still have to buy the SCART lead, and with the SNES you'll need professional help to rewire the mains lead. SNES carts are different in America too, look. They're bulkier, they're a slightly different shape, and they've got protection circuits built in. So, Violet, you are very welcome to that.
Thank you very much. To run British SNES carts on your American machine, you'll need one of these, a converter. Another £15 or so, but then you'll need an American game to get round the protection. So put that in, it works like that. So that brings the total cost of an American SNES to £158.53, and that's £10 more than the British SNES. And although at the moment most Mega Drive games will run in any country, we've heard that Sega are to start also building in protection.
But what about handhelds? The machines and the games are universal, but you will still have problems with the power leads and TV tuners, and the saving on handhelds are very small anyway.
Of course, whatever game or machine you're thinking of buying in any country, check it out first in the Bad Influence magazine. We've also got information from today's programme in the Data Blast, and if you send us a stamped addressed envelope, we'll send you a printed fact sheet.
Last week's competition was to win a Menacer, a gun attachment for the Mega Drive, plus some software and the fabulous Bad Influence t-shirt. We asked for the name of the actor who played Indiana Jones' dad in the movie, and the answer, of course, is
Sean Connery.
Thank you very much indeed. The first answer correctly identified by our random selection system came from Chris Benfield, who lives at Windy Ridge, East Grinstead, West Sussex. Well done, Chris. All that stuff's on its way to you, mate.
In this week's competition, we're giving away 3 Atari Lynxes with Batman Returns. The question is this. The British TV transmission system is called PAL, that's P-A-L. What is the American TV transmission system called? Send your answer on a postcard or sealed down envelope to the usual address, marked competition to arrive by no later than next Monday. And see you next week.